The authentic Fanatics Fest experience is Jake Paul, who is adored by the children, followed by the legend Tyson. Mike, I received Mike Tyson is iron, and Jake Paul is killing him if I love him. After months of non-stop excitement, jaw-dropping face-offs, and endless back and forth on social media, I'm thinking, you came running and I don't want any more of this. Mike P, when are you ready? B, and we've got an axe-eat head, but I heard that JakePaul looks quite calm. Okay. Just now, the impossible occurred. It all took place at the Storied T Arena in Arlington, Texas, and believe me, Jake Paul and Mike Tyson had the perfect match. Jake Paul was holding his own until Tyson's famous power unexpectedly appeared in round 6. When the bell sounded, the stadium exploded in cheers, and Jake Paul emerged from the ring looking assured, entering the middle of the ring as though he was unafraid of iron, the guy opposite from him. Tyson, Mike. However, Tyson maintained his composure and collected demeanor, displaying his years of expertise in his serene, even methodical demeanor. You could see that Paul had been training hard for this moment because he was bouncing on his feet, working his angles, and staying light on his toes. However, Tyson wasn't going to sit back. Instead, he started to gradually close the distance inch by inch in an attempt to get inside Jake's range. By the middle of the round, you could feel the tension building. Jake began the round with quick jabs using his height and reach to keep Tyson at bay. At the conclusion of the round, Tyson unleashed a swift combination to the body, and the audience went crazy. Jake had a couple good strikes, but nothing that worried Tyson. Jake maintained his composure well, but it was obvious he was feeling Tyson's strength early on. The round ended with both fighters still standing, but the intensity had already increased in round 2. Jake came out a little more aggressively, obviously knowing that he needed to make his mark early. If he wanted to have a chance, he began using his jab more skillfully, keeping Tyson at a distance and even managing to the audience stood up when he executed a strong overhand right. Although Tyson was by no means scared, the veteran adopted a more calculated strategy, slipping several of Jake's blows and forcing his way inside. He then delivered a couple more hooks to the body in an obvious attempt to exhaust Jake and drain his energy. Early on, Jake's defense was strong, preventing him from being caught in possession of anything too harmful, but as the round went on, Tyson's unrelenting pressure showed that he could cut off the ring and corner. Jake's boxing IQ was exceptional. Even though Jake was still fighting intelligently, it appeared that the tide was gradually turning in Mike's favor as round 3 got underway. Jake was able to remain moving, but you could see that his breathing was a little heavier as the round ended. Tyson's blows were beginning to wear off. Paul appeared to realize that he couldn't afford to let Tyson control the tempo, so he began attempting to overload Tyson with volume and speed by throwing more combos, which for a time worked. Jake landed. Tyson was clearly drawn in by some strong blows, notably a cutting right cross, but Mike is no new to applying pressure to the heavyweight. During the round, Tyson caught Jake with a vicious left hook to the ribs, which obviously rattled him. Jake winced for a brief moment before attempting to shake it off. Legend then began walking Jake down, absorbing some of the lighter punches and countering with thunderous hooks to the body. Tyson had perfect timing. Jake was trying his hardest to stay in the fight, but it was obvious that Tyson's relentless pace and punishing power were beginning to wear him down. By the end of round 3, Jake was still standing, but Tyson had clearly taken control. Round 4 kicked off, and Jake Paul was beginning to show signs of fatigue. His footwork slowed slightly, and Tyson the Predator took full advantage. Every time Jake tried to reset and fire off combinations, Mike would slip inside and deliver a crushing body shot or an overhand right that had the crowd roaring. Tyson started to follow Jake more viciously, severing the ring and making him do awkward things. Tyson, meanwhile, was waiting for his turn, bobbing and weaving like a man half his age, sliding past Jake's jabs and coming in close to hit his famous power smashes at the 2-minute mark. Jake, to his credit, didn't back down and continued to throw punches, but they lacked the pop as previously. Tyson sent Jake a devastating uppercut that sent shockwaves through the arena, causing him to stagger but remain upright. The audience sprang up, knowing that a knockout may be imminent, and by the conclusion of the round, Jake was in survival mode. Round 5 started, and Jake Paul appeared to be on borrowed time. His energy levels had obviously decreased, and Tyson was still coming forward with that menacing intensity. The younger Paul brother attempted to keep Tyson at bay with jabs and sporadic flurries, but Tyson wasn't having it and knew the end was near. Jake was clinching Tyson more frequently to avoid getting hit with another monster punch, and you could see it on his face. Tyson pinned Jake against the ropes with a devastating salt kick halfway through the round, then unleashed a combination that had the entire arena gasping. Jake hid and took the brunt of the blows, but he was unable to escape everything. Tyson sent Jake reeling after a vicious hook to the body, and he followed it up with a lightning-fast right hand to the temple. Jake managed to stay upright, but it was obvious he was losing steam, so Tyson kept pressing. Jake was hanging on by landing short hooks and uppercuts on the inside, but his strategy had changed from trying to win to just surviving. As the round came to an end, Jake was looking worse for wear, but he made it to the bell, where the crowd knew that Tyson's strength would eventually prove to be too much. The fight ended at round 6. Knowing he had Jake on the ropes, Tyson emerged with a laser-like intensity. Jake, who appeared worn out, attempted to use what power he still had to fight off the heavyweight legend. He unleashed a few crazy punches, but Tyson effortlessly avoided them while maintaining eye contact with his target. About a minute into the round, Tyson noticed his opportunity. Jake only needed to let his guard down for a brief moment before Tyson unleashed a devastating right hook that struck Jake's jaw and sent him to the canvas. The arena exploded, and Jake attempted to get up, but his legs refused to cooperate. The referee began counting, and even though Jake reached his knees, he was unable to beat the 10 count. After Mike Tyson knocked out Jake Paul cold, the fight was over, and Tyson demonstrated once more that, even at 58, he was still capable of defeating a fighter in his prime. Although Jake Paul had fought hard, Iron Mike ultimately prevailed, and the medical staff hurried in to check on him. Tyson stood in the middle of the ring, his arm raised in victory, and the fans were standing there chanting his name as Mike Tyson's legend grew even more. Let's now discuss the aftermath, as this fight ignited the internet. The reactions to Mike Tyson's epic knockout of Jake Paul were absolutely wild. Fans, celebrities, and even other fighters could not stop talking about it. Twitter and Instagram were flooded with memes, hashtags, and hot takes. Right after the fight, the hashtag #DoJakePaulK started trending worldwide, along with #Iron Mike Forever, because Tyson once again proved why he's the GOAT. Let's talk fan reactions now. Boxing fans were all like, Father Time doesn't exist for Mike, and Jake Paul officially entered the shadow realm, and trust me, the memes were on another level. People were comparing Jake's fall to everything from cartoon knockouts to actual video game deaths, and of course Jake Paul's haters had a field day. They've been waiting for this moment, and boy did they take it and run. Celebrities also jumped in with their reactions, and they were just as savage. Drake, who has been pretty vocal about Jake Paul's rise, tweeted something like, "Never bet against a legend." Then you had people like Snoop Dogg posting a clip of Tyson's knockout with the caption, "Lights out Youngblood." Even Shaquille O'Neal chimed in saying Mike Tyson still got that dog in him. Well, there you have it, fight world. That's all I have for you today. What was your reaction to the knockout? Did you see it coming, or were you just as shocked as everyone else? Please leave a comment. Be sure to subscribe to Boxing World, and I'll see you later.